What's going down, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Holmes Hobbies Motor Control. It's your boy Josh, aka Coleman. We're back in the studio. As you can see, we got the fresh Cow RC work mat looking all good here. And on top of it, we have my Axial Wraith, aka the Wordy Made Wraith, aka the Grape Ape. This thing is a beast. It's fun. It's been abused thoroughly, and it just keeps on going, man. It does great. Really does. It's got cool amount of flex, it's got homemade sway bars, it's got the boom racing shocks that I've beat the snot out of, and it's just, you know, it's a cool truck all around. It's just fun. It's very old. I mean, this thing's going on like, oh snap, I want to say 4.5 years old now, something like that. I don't know, somewhere around there, 4 years old. And yeah, it's been through a lot, and as you can see, I've got the receiver box pulled apart right now, receiver exposed, and that is because, and I've got the ESC unplugged here, that is because I'm getting ready to take it out, put it on the computer. We're going to do some fine tuning on the ESC because I wanted to make a few little adjustments, and yeah, I just kind of wanted to take you guys along with me on that, and we'll go over a couple of things. If you guys have your own tunes that you like to do with the Holmes Hobbies setups, let me know in the comments. I like to see what everybody else does. Maybe you guys got some tricks, some tips you want to share with some of the other viewers. I always do my best, but you guys know I'm only one person with so many people using these products. I'm sure you guys have your own settings, your own tips and tricks, your own little tunes that you'd like to share, and feel free to leave them in the comments for everybody. Alright, let's go hook this up to the computer. Get her done, son. Alright, you guys, so as you can see, we're back at the computer here. I've got my Castle Link hooked up. I've got the Holmes Hobbies Trailmaster Pro ESC hooked up to that Castle Link, obviously, and we're going to go ahead and check everything out. First things first, we're going to check our software here. We're going to make sure the firmware is all up to date. It says current firmware is version 1.48. Available firmware versions, version 1.50. So, you know what, let's go ahead and first things first, we're going to update the firmware. Do not disconnect the device, it says. Pull that over here where you can read it. It says, do not disconnect the device or the power source until the update has been completed. Interrupting the update process may permanently damage the device. Would you like to proceed? Yes, I would. We'll go ahead and let this update. Step 1 of 2 complete. It says waiting on controller. Now step 2 of 2 is underway. Now I'm not 100% sure, but this could reset my device settings or my ESC settings. It's okay. We can just retune it real quick. Writing throttle curves. Alright, so it looks like we're good to go. I'm going to go ahead and stretch this back out for you guys so you can see a little better here. And that's probably pretty good there. Alright, so let's see, basic, boom. And sorry I got you guys over here on the corner of the screen like this, but this is the only section I have to work on. So, what we've got here, basic. We've got the LiPo cutoff is set to auto, 3.2 volts per cell, crawler reverse is on, motor direction is reverse, beeps enabled, brake amount's 10%, drag brakes 10%, so it looks like everything's set where I had it. I have the drag brake turned down because it's a rock bouncer, kind of rock racer slash rock bouncer, and yeah, I just like to keep it, you know, I don't like when I let off the throttle under, you know, full wide open throttle. I let off and all of a sudden it front flips on me. So I prefer a little bit of a roll with it when I'm doing things like that. So I have it turned down to 10% for now, just to give it a run. I've never ran it that low, but we'll see how it does. Let's go over to power. Power forward is max. Reverse is 80. Punch control, something that's important, that's usually disabled. You know, on this one, I'm not sure if I really want to turn that on or not. So we're going to go ahead and leave that disabled for now. Basically, it just limits. If I give it full throttle one way or another, it's going to keep it from braking anything. It's going to give it a little, well, as it says, punch control. So here's the power and start power. For you guys that don't know or didn't watch the other video on this, basically it's setting controls how much power the controller is allowed to send the motor to start the car rolling from a dead stop. Okay, so it's only as good as the battery. That's the point they make here. And you want to have a high quality battery. especially the high kV systems, yada yada. So best for almost any application and any battery type capability, you'd want to use low. High, you must have top quality batteries to get the most from the setting without the car stuttering. If it's set up for high speeds, it's probably going to stutter, it says. So you must have top quality batteries to get the most from this setting without the car stuttering if it's set up for high speed. Best used for very slow, heavy rock crawler setups. Right, so I personally like this setting, so I use mine on high, and I use pretty good batteries for the most part. Perform motor test, not necessary. Let's go through advanced BEC voltage. We're going to turn that up just a hair. We're going to go up to 6.5. Now we're going to go to 7 volts. That's okay. I'm not too worried about it. Hopefully it doesn't blow nothing out here, but this thing's my basher anyways, and it needs some more power, so we're going to go to 7. Arming time's the same. Throttle deadband, I've got that at large right now. We're going to leave it at large because I have kind of a finicky controller. The KV rating I've got turned up to 18K switching because I like it nice and quiet. Sensorless motor timing. Oh, I have it on low. Normal's 10. I have it on low. Why did I have it set for that? I don't remember. Good for bashing and racing with the fastest motors. Using this fast for bashing. So yeah, I think I did that just to play it safe. Yeah, you know, we're gonna leave it how it is. I kind of like it. I don't need much more than that. So low timing's fine with me. I'm assuming that's probably going to keep my temp down a little bit too, so yeah, we'll leave that where it's at. Now let's go on to the throttle curve. This right here, a lot of people, well, I don't know what most people tend to do, but personally, doing a little something like this right here works best for me. Making a nice little S. And the reason for that is it just starts you off nice and slow. You know, if you punch it, it just gives you a little bit more down low. You know, we're actually going to take it even more extreme here. We'll go about like that there. So now we can do nice low crawling. Yeah, about like that right there. So for you guys, hopefully you can see that there. It's basically like a nice S curve. But because the startup now, instead of being at 0, is down here, I'm going to have to squeeze the trigger this much before it fully starts up, and then it's going to go and then go quick. So basically, it's going to drive a little bit different than before, right? How it was before, if I were to give it throttle at all, it's instantly going to pick up on that. So with the deadband that I have, the large deadband and this, I will have to squeeze it a little, right? Which is okay, that's fine. It just allows me to apply more throttle with less RPM until later on in the squeeze. So, alright, let's keep going here. Brake curves. Yeah, we're good on the brake curve, doesn't really matter. And we're updated on everything. So, alright, let's go ahead. We're going to click update now. Doesn't take long at all. It says it's done there. Update of setting complete. And yeah, that's all it takes, you guys. That's it. Let's go ahead and back this out here. And basically, now I got the Wraith sitting here. I can undo my castle link here, and it's good to go. I can go ahead and just plug that all back in, throw the receiver back together, and she's good to go run. So I'm going to do that, and then you guys are probably going to see her run in another episode. But for now, I hope you guys learned a little something on there. We're probably going to revisit this a few times, doing different tunes and stuff. And I want your guys' feedback on the tunes you use. I always appreciate that. Basically, we're all going to have a different opinion and a different approach to doing this. And the reason for that is because we all have different driving styles and we all learn different ways. But at the end of the day, it's what works for you and what's safe for the equipment. That's what's important. A lot of people leave that second part out, but it's all about what works for you and what's safe for the equipment. So, you guys know what it is. I'm going to go ahead and let you go from there. Oh man, I did it again. Alright, you guys, so now all I gotta do is take this Wraith here, go... Alright, you guys, so now all I gotta do is... Alright, you guys, so now all I gotta do is take this Wraith here back to the workbench, go ahead and throw the receiver back in the receiver box, button that all up, and it's good to go out and basically kill some hills. Probably not going to show you that on today's episode, though. However, I think we're going to do that on another one. For now, I've got some more work I got to go do, and I appreciate you guys tuning in. Something to keep in mind, you guys, we're all going to have different tunes. We're all going to have different approaches to those tunes, and really it boils down to what your preference is, what you enjoy, what works for your driving style, okay? So what I like to say is, as far as tunes go, it's all about what you prefer and what's safe for the equipment. That's really it. You know, it's your personal preference and what's safe for the equipment. Other than that, it doesn't matter, you know. Have fun with it. Play around. Find what's, you know. You may think you got something dialed in, and then you might make a couple little changes and pull a whole nother level of performance out of your vehicle. So, yeah. Anyways, you guys, I encourage you to play around a little bit. Do some tuning. Do some testing. Do some more tuning. Find your sweet spot, and then just run with it for a little bit. Let me know what you think in the comments. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I'll see you on the next one. Peace and chicken grease. Yeah.